Karen here from Fertility Bandwidth. So, I just want to have a chat about recurrent miscarriages, because if you've ever experienced recurrent, or any miscarriage actually, not even recurrent, but recurrent miscarriages particularly, then I want to start by saying that you're not alone, because it's not your fault. And so many ladies, they just think, God, like, what is wrong with me? And it's so easy to feel like your body's failing and like you've done something wrong. And that's even more so, I guess, when the explanations that you've been given are quite vague and incomplete. But today I want to challenge some of those biggest myths surrounding recurrent miscarriages, because it's not bad luck. It's not simply bad luck. The truth is, the vast majority of cases of miscarriages, they're not random at all. There are signals that your body is trying to communicate. It's telling us that something deeper at this root cause level needs attention. But we're just not understanding that, and the medical teams generally don't understand that either, because they deal with a small, finite piece of information that they're given. They're not looking at your body as a whole. But nothing in your body works in isolation. Your blood runs head to toe. Your body's interconnected at all different levels. And so the good news is, I guess, that when you do understand that, then we can do things to improve how your body can carry a child, your child, full term. And so it's just about understanding those signals and then finding the opportunities for transformation, so that it makes all the difference to your ability to be able to have your family. So this whole bad luck myth drives me absolutely insane, if I'm honest with you, because like literally every lady that I've spoken to who deals with this has been told the same things, like things just happen or there's no explanation. But let's be honest, those answers are not helpful, are they? They, if anything, add an extra layer of stress onto everything that you're dealing with anyway, and they don't empower you to move forward in any way. But the reality is, there are often very real, identifiable reasons behind recurrent miscarriages. So things like inflammation, hormonal imbalances, blood flow issues, they all play a significant role. And the frustrating part is that they're just missed by standard fertility treatments, fertility care, because it's looking at this small part of what's going on in your body. So if your body is trying to tell us different things, let's just break that down and have a look at what it might be telling us. So inflammation, if you've got chronic inflammation in the body, that can disrupt implantation in your early pregnancy. Okay, so if you think that something's think if you cut your finger and it becomes all inflamed, it's not as easy, it's not as soft for something to embed into, is it? So conditions like, and certainly not limited to, but just giving you some examples, endometriosis, autoimmune conditions, they often fly underneath the radar, but they can be significant contributors. Then you're looking at hormonal imbalances. Now, I class hormones as a symptom up here, because if it's imbalanced, there's a reason for it down here. And when you get rid of this root cause, the hormones balance out and everything works. But regardless, hormones are like the conductors to an orchestra. Okay, you've got your symphony playing, you've got your conductor at the front. That's what your hormones are doing when it comes to fertility. And if something's out of tune over here, like your low progesterone or a thyroid imbalance, then that sounds awful. Something is off. And it's the same in your body. If something's off, it can't sustain a pregnancy in that same way. Then we're dealing with blood flow and circulation. So healthy blood flow is so important, because that carries all the nutrients that your body needs, that your baby needs to grow. And so it's absolutely critical for supporting your embryo. Issues like clotting disorders, uterine imbalances, disorders, abnormalities, they go undetected, because they'll measure the thickness and they'll say, oh yeah, the thickness of a uterine lining's fine. But actually, is it the right composition to be stable? And that's the level of the detail that we're getting to. nutritional deficiencies, they also make a difference. Something seemingly as simple as a lack of the right nutrients in your body, like folate or some of the B vitamins, they can affect your body's ability to sustain a healthy pregnancy. Generally speaking, it's never just one of these things. They're usually all interlinked and interactive because, like I say, the body works as a whole, and one piece up here connects to your foot or wherever. It's just through that chain-like connection of different events. But when you've got all of this complicated connections going on, and then you layer on stress or emotional health, and stress isn't just how stressed you are, it's the stresses that are going on in your body as well, and how that affects your fertility, things that you might not even notice. So that can all create an effect on how your body can carry your child full term. And these are the symptoms that are often missed by the traditional medical community because they're just dealing with this small little piece of your body. And so just looking at the symptoms up here, like most standard medical approaches do, isn't dealing with the root cause problem down here. All that's doing is saying there's something wrong and sticking a band-aid on it, but actually the problem is still here. And if the problem's still here, it's not going to get better. So you might be offered solutions like IVF or just told to keep trying without anyone truly looking at what's happening beneath this surface here. And so that's what makes my approach at Fertility Bandwidth different, because we're not stopping at the surface. We're digging deeper to uncover the bigger picture, to see what's really happening, because understanding these signals, what our body's telling us down there, that's the first step to then creating this plan that works with your body, not against it. And that's quite a fresh perspective, and it baffles me as to why it is, but it does appear to be so. So, I mean, what if I said to you that instead of feeling like your body was failing you, you could see these signals as your body asking for support? So if it was a way for you to uncover the hidden barriers that no one else has been able to pick up on, and then you can start, because you've now identified them, addressing a way that feels empowering and not overwhelming. Because that's exactly what we do within Fertility Bandwidth. By looking at things like your hormones, for sure, because they're a communication for us, looking at your inflammation levels, looking at your emotional health, your daily routines, what's coming in and out of your body, then we create a plan that's tailored to you. Because your story and your body are entirely unique. So this matters because recurrent miscarriages, as you well know, can leave you feeling lost, at sea, like no one understands, like there's nowhere else to turn, like you're just going to keep trying and you keep going to risking the pain of that emotional heartache again. But they're not the end of the road, or they don't have to be, at least. So for so many of the women that I've worked with, understanding these signals is just been the absolute turning point, like flicking that switch. It's the moment that they've moved from heartbreak to hope, from frustration to clarity. And that's important. That clarity means that you can move forward with confidence, your brain works differently, you feel better, and then you are healthier. So, my loves, if this resonates with you, I'd encourage you to start paying attention to the patterns in your journey. What is it that your body's telling you? And most importantly, I guess, are you ready to start uncovering those answers? Because if you're not, that's fine. Not everyone is. Everyone's at different stages of their journeys. But if you've got to the point where enough is enough and you're just ready to get moving on your fertility journey full term, then know that you don't have to navigate this alone, because there is a roadmap for you. And it's a proven roadmap over the last, over a decade that I've been doing this now. So it starts with understanding your root causes, and then it leads to creating the family that you've been dreaming of as we move forward through that proven stepwise process. So if you feel like you would be interested in exploring what's possible for you, then I would love to help you take that first step. So you can see my contact details below, fertilitybandwidth.com.